Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're doing something a little different. We're not just learning a language, we're actually going to explore a whole new way of seeing the world, all through the lens of Finnish grammar.
So let's just jump right in with a mind-bending idea about time. This one really captures the unique logic of the Finnish language. It seems like a small shift in words, but believe me, it represents a huge shift in perspective.
All right, so to get our heads around this, we've got to start with the fundamentals. We're going to build our knowledge block by block, starting with something really solid, the concept of the law.
So our first building block is this word right here, laki, and it means simply the law. Okay, so when we put it together with the verb for to follow, we get this full sentence. Pretty straightforward, right? All right, let's dive into something even more fundamental, existence itself. Now, this is where it starts to get really interesting. Look at how Finnish handles something being there versus, well, not being there. It's a really simple, stark contrast. You either have something or you have nothing. Okay, so let's move on and see how all this builds into practical, everyday actions. How we actually get stuff done.
So say you want to suggest doing something, like grabbing a bite to eat. Finnish has this really clever passive form that basically works like saying, let's go. It's like the action is just happening, and you're inviting everyone to be part of it. And giving a direct command, it's like following a super simple recipe. Seriously, you just start with the verb, find its core, what they call the command stem, and boom, you've got your command. The crucial part here is you just need that verb stem. So direct. All right, now for the trickiest part of our journey. This is the concept that can really change your perspective, how Finns talk about time. Okay, think about this. In English, we ask what time it is. But in Finnish, you literally ask how much is the clock. Isn't that fascinating? It already suggests that time is seen as a quantity, something you can have more or less of. So, if you wanted to ask someone, this is how you'd phrase the full question. Tell me, how much is the clock? And here it is. This is the key that unlocks the whole concept. The word is veil, and it means lacking or minus. Remember that word. It's super important. So instead of looking at the hour you just passed, like saying it's 3:15, Finnish looks at the next hour and talks about what's missing to get there. It's all about what's to come. And here's the big reveal. 3:45 becomes a quarter lacking 4. It's a completely different way to frame the exact same moment in time. You're not thinking about being at 3:45, you're thinking about being 15 minutes away from 4. It's a subtle but, wow, what a profound shift in perspective, right? Okay, let's switch gears a bit and see how this language helps us connect with other people, starting with family. One of the things that makes Finnish so efficient is that it often uses suffixes instead of whole separate words. So, for example, my wife and your wife aren't two words. The my and your are just tacked right onto the end of the noun itself. Super compact. And you can see this in action in a really simple conversation. The ownership part is just built right into the word. It makes the language incredibly efficient, don't you think? And here are a few more really useful phrases for navigating a real conversation. But check out the last one. To say really, you literally say something like, is it wonderfully true? How great is that? It adds this whole extra layer of emotion to it. All right, you ready? Let's try to put all these different building blocks together. Time for a quick fire review. Okay, first up, how would you say, let's go eat at 3:45? Think about it. You need that suggestion phrase we learned and that unique concept of time. And there you have it. That's how it's done. You're smashing together that idea of let's go with the lacking time concept. See how it clicks? All right, how about this one? My wife follows the law. Now you're going to need to connect family, those rules we talked about, and that handy little possessive suffix. Perfect. See? You can really see how the different pieces of the language just click right into place. Each part has its job, and together they make perfect sense. So this brings us to the big question, right? The key takeaway here isn't just a list of words. It's about a final thought. What does learning a language's logic actually do? A language that focuses on what's lacking until the next hour arrives might just reveal an entirely new perspective on the world.
one that's always looking ahead. And maybe that's the real magic of it all.